The method of elimination. I simply need to add equation 1 plus equation 2. Then the result, you need to simplify your LHS and then RHS separately. I will look into the terms of equation 1, that will be x plus y, that's from equation 1, plus the LHS of equation 2 would be x minus y. I have used brackets to separate the LHS, the terms from your LHS of equation 1 and equation 2. Your RHS is pretty straightforward. We have 6 plus 2. Now we move on to the simplification process. And what do I mean by that is you need to simplify your like terms. As you can see, we have positive y and negative y. So this cancels off. Then you're left with x plus x here. Hence, your LHS would now become 2x. And 6 plus 2 would be equal to 8. Now I need to make x the subject. Then I can divide both sides by 2. 8 divided by 2, and your answer is equal to 4. We have found the answer for the variable of x, and now we need to find the corresponding value to find the variable of y, the solution to y rather. So what we can do is we can use any of the two, meaning we can use either equation 1 or equation 2 to find the answer for y, the solution for y. In this case, I'm going to use equation 1. And now wherever I see x, I simply need to substitute 4 instead. So equation 1 again is x plus y. So instead of x, I'm going to substitute 4. 4 plus y equals 6. And then you simply need to make y the subject. You take 4 from the LHS to the RHS. So 6 minus 4. Y therefore is equal to 2. Your final answer, you could represent your final answer as a pair of coordinates, and that will be 4, 2. You write your x, a solution for x first, and then comes the solution for y. This is your answer. And firstly, I would rearrange equation 1 such that a variable would cancel off with equation 2. I'm going to consider equation 1 and multiply it by 2. Always remember, minimizing the coefficients is the key. When I multiply equation 1 by 2, I now have 2x. All the terms would simply get multiplied by 2. So 2x to begin with, then we have 4y, and 7 multiplied by 2, that will be 14. And I'm going to label this as asterisk. You can label it as equation number 3 as well. As long as you do not get confused, it's totally fine. Right, so moving on to the next step, we now have negative 4y in equation 2 and positive 4y in the asterisk equation. This would cancel off if I add these two up. I can now label equation 2 plus equation asterisk. I'm going to sum them up. Now you simply need to follow these terms. From equation 2, the LHS would be 4x minus 4y plus the LHS of the asterisk equation is 2x plus 4y. In the previous example, I have used brackets, but now I'm not going to use brackets. If you like to, you are most welcome to use brackets. And on the right hand side, we would have 4 plus 14. 4 plus 14. Now look into the like terms and simplify them. Minus 4y would cancel off with positive 4y, and 4x plus 2x would give me 6x. On the right hand side we have 18, and now simply make x the subject. X is now equal to 18 divided by 6, and your answer is equal to 3. We have now found the solution for variable x. Now we need to find the corresponding value for variable y. I can use x equals 3 to substitute it into any of these three equations, and always remember to use the easiest or the quickest equation so that you would get your answer with minimum simplification, with a minimum simplification process. And I'm going to consider equation 1. I can now substitute x equals 3 instead of x here. So that will be 3 plus 2y equals 7. I will continue it here. And 2y is equal to 7 minus 3. And your final step is to divide both sides by 2. Hence your answer is equal to 2. We have now found the solutions for x as well as y. We can represent this answer as 3, 2. This is your answer. In this example, we will look at the method of substitution. As you can see, I have already labeled the two simultaneous equations as 1 and 2. And using equation 1, I'm going to make y the subject. Therefore, y is equal to half x plus 2. I'm going to label this as asterisk. And now I'm going to substitute this, the RHS of y, into equation 2. So I can write substitute asterisk in equation 2. This will now become 2 multiplied by, I'm going to use a bracket for y. I can substitute half x plus 2, close bracket, that will be your y, the new y, plus 3x, everything else will stay the same, 3x equals to 12. Expand your bracket here, so that will be x plus 4 plus 3x equals to 12. Identify your like terms and make x the subject. 3x plus x would be equal to 4x. 4 would jump to the RHS, it becomes negative, then 12 minus 4 would be 8. X therefore is equal to 2. We have found the value for x, that's the first solution, and I'm going to use equation 1 again, or rather I can use the asterisk equation to substitute the value for x in order to find the corresponding value for y. Y is equal to half. We have found the value of x, that will be 2, and we have plus 2. When you simplify this, half multiplied by 2 would be equal to 1 plus 2, and which means the corresponding value for y when x equals 2 is equal to 3. Your final answer can be represented as 2, 3. This is your answer. I'm going to build two new equations using equation 1 and equation 2. Then equation 1, I'm going to multiply it by 2. That will result with 6x plus 4y equals 22. And equation 2, I'm going to multiply it by 3. Then we have 6x minus 15y equals 60. And the two new equations, I will label them as equation 3 and equation 4. As you can see, we have now got identical coefficients for variable x, which means I can now eliminate it. Hence, I'm going to write it as equation 4 minus equation 3. There is no proper order. You can go ahead with equation 3 minus equation 4 as well. But if you look into the right-hand side of the two equations, it will be easy for me to keep it positive by subtracting 60, going ahead with 60 minus 22. Let's now write the LHS of equation 4. That will be 6x minus 15y. I'm going to use brackets to avoid confusion and minus in between. Then the LHS of equation 3 would be 6x plus 4y. The RHS would be 60 minus 22. I can now start with the simplification process. 6x would cancel off with negative 6x, and then we have negative 15y minus negative multiplied by positive would result in negative 4y equals 60 minus 28 would be 38. Then minus 15y minus 4y would give you minus 19y equals 38. We can now make y the subject. Therefore, y is equal to 38 divided by negative 19, and your answer would be negative 2. We have now found the value for y. That is one solution. Then we have to find the corresponding value of x when y is equal to negative 2. And for that, you can use any of these four equations to find the corresponding value of x. I'm going to use equation 1. Again, there is no designated equation to use. You can use any of the four. I'm going ahead with equation 1. So we have 3x plus 2 times y. Y is now equal to negative 2 equals to 11. 3x minus 4 equals 11. And 3x equals to 11 plus 4, that will be 15. If I make x a subject, then we have x equals to 5. We have now found the solution for this simultaneous equations. And that will be 5, you always write the value of x first, 5, negative 2. This is your answer.